Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BMRL. It is Season 7, a highly anticipated race start here for Round 1, and we're heading to Melbourne, Australia here in Albert Park, one of my favourite tracks, which first made its appearance in 1996, replacing what was the previous track in Australia. So as we head around the world, getting ourselves over to Australia itself, it is 14 turns, 5.3 kilometres of treacherous corners, high-speed, flat-end turns with 4 DRS zones available and 2 detection points. Albert Park is one of my favourite tracks to go to, if I say so myself. It's definitely a fan favourite, and as you can see the Season 7 calendar popping up on your screen right now, we've got 18 races to go with 2 mystery tracks in there, which should surely bring some spicy anticipation, some spicy action. A lot of people anticipating the worst, or could be anticipating the best, as you see the driver line up now, with all teams displayed for you. And I'm ready for, I'm roaring for this one. You might be thinking, this is an unfamiliar voice. That's because you'd be absolutely correct. It's my first time here in BMRL, and my name is Brooksy, and I'm your sole commentator for this evening. So as we head forward into our qualifying session, we shall take a look at who's first out and who is roaring to go. I think we can see a Williams on the track, and I hope it could be. It's not, so it will be Craggy. The Williams first out on the track, getting himself round turn 1 very nicely indeed, just trying to get himself warmed up, ready to rock and roll is what we want to see. We have a McLaren out on an out lap as a couple of drivers are opting to wait to see if the conditions can improve, to get a layer of rubber down, get the grip improving. Some people might just want to do the one run and save the tyres. All depends on the driver itself. But yeah, like I said, this is my first time here, so I will be learning who is to look out for, who are the faster drivers, and what kind of action you guys are here to bring us. Well, we shall just take a minute to shout back to a driver who is also in this race, looking to secure what could be a 3rd championship as your Season 6 champion, Dark HD. It would have made him a 2-time world champion last season after he got 11 wins, 2 P2s and 1 P3. It's 14 podiums out of 21 races and one with a 100-point gap to P2 in the driver's standings. So it was lovely that a driver could dominate in such a way, but I guess for other drivers a bit of a pain in the backside. But we're on McCraggy now as he's coming round turn 14 to start what could be his first flying lap. I know a lot of drivers on this game opt out for 2 out laps to get the temperatures pumped into those tyres and burn off a bit of fuel. He gets it a bit wide and invalidates into turn 1, trying to fire it around turn 2. Couldn't really get it done. So we'll go on to the McLaren. That is Ella, who's starting the first flying lap, or could just be an out lap. We won't know for sure until the times get on the board, but the banking lap is important. You don't want to invalidate pushing too hard on your 2nd or potential 3rd run when you're in qualifying, that's a fact. You just want to try and keep things smooth and flowing. You want to get everything perfect, but looking very good now as you exit turn 5, getting the power down for a very fast right-hander, turn 6. Swinging it around turn 7 and getting the power down as they approach the 2nd DRS point of the circuit. There is 1 DRS zone as you cross the pit straight, so I would class the turn 2 DRS zone as the first DRS zone. Coming through the infamous 9 and 10 fast-hander chicane, almost clipped a bit too much curb there, but kept it nice and tidy on the track, doesn't invalidate. Getting the power down now towards turn 11, getting on the brakes, but you want to keep it nice and steady. It's a corner that's very easy to run wide on if you attack it with too much speed. Same with turn 12. Too much speed and you will run off the track and invalidate that lap. But for now, it's looking fairly tidy for the McLaren driver. Let's get that rear wing wide open, powering down the straight to set the first banker lap, which will come in at a 1:16.7. It's not the fastest lap. I suspect that was a double out lap. So will the driver go again? But we shall turn our attention to Matty, 1 of 2. Who's now starting his flying lap, gets that rear wing wide open on the exit of turn 2, getting the power down, slamming on the brakes for turn 3. Fairly tidy, it's a clean lap. We have a new banking pole, it's Mr. Mouse with a 15.7, so the times are starting to flood in now as the bankers are being set, so everybody can have that baseline. But it's a purple sector 1 for Matty, 1 of 2. It's a driver I've seen on the track before. I've raced against him. I know he's got some pace here. But my eyes are going to be focused on the two-time world champion, which is Dark HD. Hopefully he can do some interesting stuff, or will he be beaten to the line as it is the highly Oh, Matty barely keeping it within limits there. That was very close indeed. Oof. Oh. Sketchy, and he invalidates, as I was saying previously, turn 11. If you fly around with too much speed, you will head onto the apex and run off and invalidate your lap, but straight into the pits to try again. We shall turn our attention to the two-time world champion, as he's just finished sector 1. Gets it through turn 6 now, very fast right-hander, firing it around turn 7, getting the power down, heading towards the second DRS zone. It's looking fairly good so far, it's a very clean line. We can only hope that the lap is good enough to snatch a pole position on a banker, but it wasn't a purple sector 1, and it's not a purple sector 2 now as he fires it around the infamous, historic fast 9 and 10. A lot of people have cost their races. If you send it too hard, you're going to spin or you're going to pick up stones in that gravel. Keeps it nice and bonny around turn 11, firing it around turn 12, another corner that you've got to get right, but it's easy to run off and invalidate that lap. So far, we're looking nice and tidy, but for a banker, we're looking good. Gets the power down towards the line. It's good enough for... Oh, P6 is 16.7, so the times aren't flooding in just yet. We've only got one driver in the 15s. That'll be Mr. Mouse in the Haas. Haas on top. That's what I like to see the most. We do have the T2 reserve of Tyrant starting his lap as he's just got around turn 4, getting it around turn 5 now. Oh, he's flashing, which means he's not setting a lap. This could be his second out lap. I know a lot of drivers like to do that. Does well to move out of the way for what I believe is Yasenito. It's not. It'll be... Was it a Williams? I think it was a Williams. It would have been Craggy or Dark. I think it was Dark, who's no longer on a lap. Shall turn our attention to Yasenito though. Is he setting a lap? I don't see a flashing light. I see the power getting down as he exits turn 4. Could be a fast lap. No, it slowed it right down. It's not a lap. Who can we go on board with? We shall go on board with Senki, who's also not on a lap, he's on an out lap. But again, it's just learning the pace here of these drivers, who to look for, who to expect to be quick. Currently on board with Shane, who set a purple sector 1. But is that a full purple? You can never know with the current state of the games. But we are on F124, the highly anticipated new game, so the paces could change. It's a new game cycle, the physics are different, the tracks handle differently. The car is different, everything is different about this game. We can only hope that things are going to work out on top. Shane coming round turn 11 now, does he invalidate? Keeps it just on the track, doesn't run those two outside tyres off. Keeping it still on the track using maximum track limits around turn 12. Getting the power around 13. It's a corner that's easy to drop on, especially if you plant it too fast. But you feel like you've got the grip, you just don't have the grip. Comes across the line and it's a P7, 16.7. It's a good lap for the Mercedes driver. On board with the Ferrari, that is a Shato. Finishes sector 1, it's 2.5 seconds down, so I suspect that that's not a lap. Who else? Matty, are you going to do your lap? Matty's on his lap. After an invalidation, we have a spinning Mercedes. He's not, he's just slowed down. So let past, doesn't want to impede and get himself a penalty. That is the kick salver of Matty. Currently looking mighty fine in qualifying. There's only one driver who's jumped into the 15s on a banker. That's a purple sector 1 though for Matty 1 of 2. We can only hope that it's a full purple. Getting the power down, gets that rear wing wide open. Flying towards the historic, the infamous, the technical turns 9 and 10, which has cost a lot of drivers their entire race. Flies around 9, flies around 10, trying to maximise exit speed and maintain the absolute momentum that you can gain out of that. It was a bit of a tour from his teammate there. It's Jake Laser, but Matty still on the attack, still on the up and up, flooring it, uses all of the track that he can. A bit of a lock up there, we see tyre smoke kicking as he fires it around turn 14 now, trying to get the power down, doesn't run it wide. I don't suspect a pole here, but I suspect up on the front row, and it is a front row. It's a 16.2. It's a good lap indeed, but you've got 4/10 to gain if you want to get 4.5 tenths. Oh, Dylan in the Red Bull snatches pole away. We missed the entire lap, but what a lap that was indeed. He's 4/10 clear of Mr. Mouse in the Haas. So it's a Red Bull on top. I thought we'd get enough of this in real life at Formula 1, but we'll just have to settle for it here as well. I'm going to turn my attention to the reserve driver of Tyrant King, who's coming round turns 4, 3 and 4 now. Doesn't run it too wide, doesn't take too much curb, but he has got the power down, so this could be a lap to set. Needs to improve. He is just 1/2 tenth up, just under. Oh, he's off and he's in the wall! Oh my God, what disaster! He sent too much speed into turn 6, flying and into the wall here in Albert Park. Turn 6 has claimed a victim. I suspect he took too much curb, hit the gravel, went flying into the wall. We didn't get a good camera angle on that, but crikey me, Tyrant King is out of this qualifying session. Oh, Heath has disconnected. The Ferrari driver is out of the race. I don't know if anybody can get him back, but your Mr. Mouse, who was your pole sitter, has invalidated a lap and is currently running slowly. That is the RB of Senki. And a very, very fast outlap. It's a purple sector 2. It's absolutely sending it, he is. Senki looking for what could be a pole position as he gets around turn 11. Didn't run it too wide. Turn 12, nice and bonny. Half on, half off the apex. Not too wide indeed. 13. Now be easy with the power. Doesn't go for it. He had a purple sector 2 though. Could that have been an improvement? We'll never find out. That's a disappointment. Ooh, currently on board with the McLaren of Ella, who could certainly stir up a mix on the second row. He's currently up on time. I believe I saw that correctly, as the DRS is open. Getting the power down to turn 11, firing it around turn 12. Keeps it nice and bonny. Get it on turn 12. You don't want to run it too wide and cost you a lap. Nice and easy. 13. It's quite technical corner to get the power down. You've got to be nice and easy and then plant it on the exit. Maximise all the exit speed, but make sure you don't underslide it off onto the apex and cost you a lap. It's another corner you can do, and she's on the second row. P4. I say she. I'm totally presuming that this is a female with the pink helmet. Let's have a look at your two-time champion, Dark HD. He's, I suspect, on an outlap with a flashing light, so he means that ERS is off. Trying to warm up those tyres. There's a Mercedes coming towards the line. There will be Neox. Flashing light. Is this a pit for the Mercedes driver? I suspect it may be. It is indeed. Oh! Oh, we caught that at the wrong time, but the RB driver's dropped it out of turn 13. Just a bit too much power though. Absolute stinker, and goes heading into the pits, which I suspect will be for a fresh set of tyres and a refuel to go again. Dark is in the pits, and everybody is heading to the pits, apart from Mr. Mouse, who is down on his time, who will need to head to the pits. I suspect a fresh set of tyres and to go again. Oh, Tyrant King with the absolute disaster turn 6. Just either too much curb or just a bit of a snap of tank slapper. Something sent him flying into the gravel and into the wall. And ended his qualifying hopes of getting himself up there, or what could be a potential battle with the rest of the drivers. He is a T2 reserve. But it would have been nice to see. I suspect the McLaren's going again. I don't see a flashing light. The rear wing was open. Really trying to plant the power down. He's up on the time. Coming out of sector 1, but it's only by just under half a tenth. An improvement is an improvement, and at this stage you do not need much to snatch P3 away from the Kick Sauber and Matty. You do not need that much. You just need to be a 10th, but I suspect that Matty 102 can go quicker. The time is balancing between breaking even and being quicker for Ella. Really sending that McLaren hard. Trying to get it round turn 11. No, he's off the track. No, just saves an invalidation though, but it was just too much speed. Sent it through and was off onto the gravel. Oh, into the pits you go. Yasenito is coming very slowly through turn 1 and 2. Not on our lap. We should take a look at Jake Laser, who's 3 seconds up on his time. I suspect this just being an out lap, but he will cross the line to start a lap. Is that Senki starting a lap? I saw the flashing lights. I don't think it will be. Suspect fuel burn is what's happening here. The drivers will be burning that fuel to try and maximise all the speed they can get. A lighter car is a quicker car, and the experienced drivers know that as Craggy jumps up into P3 in the Williams, knocking Matty and Ella down the order. It's only by under a 10th. It's 0.08 of a second between Matty and Craggy, and Matty is coming out on his outlap. He's crossing the line. Is the ERS active? But the rear wing is open. That's what we know. Firing round turn 1 and 2 now. It looks like it was a good fast entry and exit. So this could be an improvement on Matty's side in the Kick-Sauber. Sending it for looking for what could be a pole position. If he has the pace to catch that 15.3. We'll only find out what his time will be at the end of this first sector. See if he's even within halt. He needs to be at least 2.5 tenths up out of this sector. And he's not. He's down on his time. I don't think he could catch that unless he had a major mistake in sector 2 or 3 that he can majorly improve on to try and improve this lap. Rear wing is wide open, heading towards the infamous, the nasty, the terrible turn 9. If you take too much curb, you fly off the track. And he's did a bit of a Verstappen slide on turn 10 exit, keeping it on the track just about. Sending it round turn 11. We've seen a couple cars invalidate here, but he kept it nice and bonny on the track and knew not to make the same mistake as the other drivers have done. Firing it round turn 12. Nice and easy. 13 we go. Get the power down for 14. It's a corner that can really test your throttle control. If you're too fast on the throttle, you will spin it. And Matty comes across the line. It's a 10th improvement and snatches P3 back from Craggy of the Williams. It's the Kick-Sauber on the second row. Oh, all the drivers are on the track now looking to see if they can improve their times. Are currently on board with the Racing Bull of Senki, who set a good time. He's looking to push Matty 102 out of that second row position. The front of the second row, should I say. We can only hope that he can do it. Getting the power down, keep it easy in 13. Get the power down in 14. Flat it, absolutely send it. Everything you've got now, you need to maintain all the speed. All towards the line, it's good enough for P3, it's a 15.7. P2 was on the table for the Racing Bull, but he was just down by 0.02 of a second. Oh, wow. It's getting mighty close now in this qualifying session. We can only hope certain drivers can improve. But for Matty, it looks like that's his qualifying over and done with. We'll go on board with Dark, who's invalidated his lap, the 2-time champion, your season 6 Tier 1 champion. He's not looking for a pole position here. Instead, we have the Red Bull of Dylan rising to the top of the order, taking the current pole position. Now the McLaren crossing the line. House crosses the line to take P11. Ferrari coming across the line to take P12. Looks like that's where they will stay, unless the Racing Bulls has got something to say about it. It's Noble crosses the line up into P4. It's a second row lockout for the Racing Bulls. Lovely stuff. The V-Carbs are flying in this race. Both in the 15s, showing good pace for what could be a good Albert Park GP. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Is the McLaren going to improve? Well, we see a Mercedes improve. That's Neox 16.2. The McLaren crossing the line. Oh, it's P7. Knocks the Mercedes down the order and retakes a position. Dylan crossing the line and goes faster still with a new pole time of 15.2. Your Red Bull is a Verstappen, half a second clear of the order in the qualifying session. Lovely stuff, and you love to see it. How can you play? You cannot, unfortunately. All you can do is sign up for the league and hope that you get a seat. This isn't something you can just jump into, my friend. This is a league race, organised racing. And I think that will do. Your qualifying order as Yasunito is off and on the grass, and I suspect out of fuel, going very, very slowly indeed. So it's a Red Bull pole position with a Haas in P2 of Mr. Mouse. A Racing Bull second row lockout of Senki and Noble DJ. Matty 1 of 2 in P5, and I shall get the rest of the order for you when we move on to the finishing leaderboard. What a qualifying it was. The front four all separated within a second. After that, you hit the 16s going down the order, but still, again, the 16s are fairly close. Show me the leaderboard, please. Show me the money. Show me the money. Money is what I need. We need to see the finishing result, please. Do not make me wait for this. I think it's going to make me wait for this. Oh, I've been absolutely screwed over by the game. You make me wait 30 seconds. I don't like waiting. I'm very impatient. I've been spun. I've been absolutely spun. They didn't show me the finishing order of qualifying. How dare this game do me like this? Well, we can only deal with what we've got, my friends, and this is what we've got. So now we wait for the drivers to set their strategies and get their fuel allocation correct. What tyre will be the favourable choice? We do not know. We can only wait and see. But we can only hope that it's going to be an interesting race. I wonder who has used tyres and who has the fresh softs. Will softs be an option here in Melbourne? Will the safety car come out? We can only wait and find out. I love this scene because there's always two AIs on the right hand side on their own in their own little VIP section, and they both do the exact same emote. And there's one guy facing the wrong direction. We love to please the crowd, and the crowd is happy. This is an awfully long waiting period, but the lights are now on. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. The Red Bull gets a good launch, but it looks like it could be under attack by the Haas straight away, straight out of the gate. The Haas is side by side with the Red Bull. Dylan under attack by Mr. Mouse. But Dylan managing to stay ahead though, keeping it, and it's a VSC. We have a car that hasn't moved. Jake Laser has stopped on the track and has been disqualified, and we have a VSC, which has turned into a full course safety car. I can see the safety car on the map, but what has happened here? Virtual safety car with a safety car on the track. I think we may have a bugged lobby, people. Bear with me, let me get some confirmation here. Jake Laser is retired and has somehow caused a safety car within this. There's the possible strategies, mediums hard or medium hard, depending on your tyre allocation. But the drivers now adhere to a delta time and a way to catch up that safety car. Drivers with penalties already. How has this happened off the start? I am just trying to get some information. Murdered by an AI. Jake Laser was murdered by an AI off the start. Oh, not good. Not good indeed. Now the cars have caught up with the safety car. And we shall let it play out as some drivers have pitted. We shall take a quick look at the tyre situation here. See who is on what tyre. We have a mix of mediums and hard. Some drivers opting for a long stint, some drivers opting for a medium stint. The hard tyres setting from P7, P9, P11 and then 13 downwards. The rest are on mediums. As we see, the bottom three pit and change to the hard compound tyre, which is a bit of a questionable start if I say so myself, but we shall see what is to come. Oh, a lot of tyre smoke there. That was a very treacherous turn 9 there. I'm guessing the safety car slowed right down and drivers were not expecting that. You will notice that throughout this race I may call you by what team you are in, as I'm still learning your names. It's my first time on the cons, but I'll do my best to get your names in there. But with all the cars now catching up, we should see the safety car in at the end of lap 3. So it will give us 26 laps of racing. Everybody now desperately weaving, desperately trying to generate that tyre temps back in as the safety cars slog the cars down, and the tyre temps need to be built up for the restart. The safety car will go in this lap, as a lot of drivers are suspecting, hence the necessity to weave and generate all that precious heat. Heat is everything for tyre grip and tyre performance. If you don't have enough grip, you'll slide and burn away precious rubber. It's just what you don't want in a Formula 1 race. When it's all about perfection, you need to hit the lines perfectly. You need to get everything under control. And if you are out of control, you will have a terrible race. That I can tell you from experience. As we see, Tyrant King has boxed for a fresh set of mediums and he's now at the back of the grid. But that would mean Tyrant started on the hard tyres. He could go medium, medium to the end. There is no need for this man to change onto another compound anymore. This could go in the Alpine's favour, depending on what the pace is like. He had a disastrous turn 6 in quali, and now he's opting to go to the back of the grid for this race restart and hopefully keep himself out of trouble. We're on board with your race leader now. Oh, 10 seconds for Heath. Severe collision with Noble DJ. That's one for the stewards, I suspect. Whatever happened there was disastrous indeed, as Heath could have absolutely ruined his race now. As Dylan slowing the pack down, waiting for the right time to jump, to pounce like a tiger and gain the gap off the restart. But does he have the tyre temps? Because we saw the Haas driver, Mr. Mouse, as they get away, has put more time and energy into warming up those tyres. And he's right there in the slipstream, was not caught out at all. But we had a bit of a bigger gap there from Senki and the Haas driver. But it's a good turn 1 for Dylan, and everybody else is coming through fairly cleanly. We can only hope that nothing has happened, no disasters. And it is indeed. We see 2 drivers into the pits. That's Heath and M. Watt into the pits, swapping their tyres. It's a bad time to do it. It's a questionable decision, my friends. It's not something that I would have done. But each to their own, I guess. Currently on board with the Racing Bulls of Senki, who's really putting the pressure on to try and get past Craggy. The Racing Bulls front row lockout has been destroyed in the start of this race. They're absolutely spread apart. Senki's dropped a position. Noble DJ dropped down into 12th. The Racing Bulls not having a good one. We see the Mercedes driver of Knox get past Ella in the Mercedes. Sets a purple sector 2. The Mercedes driver absolutely sending it now, coming up close on his teammate. We have a move from Dark on the Ferrari, getting ahead of Cheto. Chaitonator. I love the name, my friend. We see the Mercedes are getting rather close together. I think that Neox is looking to get past his teammate of Shane D, but who has the greater pace. The tyre temps are going to be a massive factor, especially around Albert Park. You can cook them, or you can have them too cold, depending on your tyre pressures. With the current state of the way the game is, the tyre pressures are a bit all over the place, but we can only wait and find out how the span of the race is going to go. I think we might potentially see a change in the lead as that Haas driver is getting dangerously close to the Red Bull, within 3/10. He's in striking distance now as we approach the DRS Zone 2. Getting the power down, open that wing and send it. The overspeed coming on this straight is going to be mental as he approaches turn 9 and gets the move done nice and easy. The rear wing making it to like taking it canned it from a baby. The baby can't fight back yet. See a couple of moves. Ella dropping down the orders, gets passed by the second Red Bull of Crew de Vez. However, Dylan was not left out short with that. He's still within a striking distance as we approach the final DRS section on Albert Park. Going past the pit straight and across the line. The Racing Bulls is looking dangerously close for what could be a podium position, but Craggy does have the DRS to defend. Dylan does not get past Mr. Mouse. The Haas driver is still in front. Ooh, had a bit of a look there, did the Red Bull driver. Putting the pressure onto the Haas of Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse should be feeling a bit of a pressure here. He's got a Red Bull breathing down his neck, really pushing, really putting the pressure on. It's where the action is and it's where you want to be. You want to be challenging for the win and set the standards high here in round 1. It's a new game. You have faster pace on this game. Put it to good use. The physics are different for everybody, as I suspect we now see another change in the lead. The Haas driver trying to defend, keeping it side by side, but the DRS makes it easy pickings. See Neox now get past his teammate and up into P5. That Mercedes is really showing some fighting pace here. He's got 2.7 seconds to gain to get up into P4. The leaders have created quite a gap for themselves, and you have a bit of a DRS train at the back, and there's Matty 1 of 2 who's been sent off the track. We caught it at the back. It's yellow flags, but gets himself going again. He's losing so many positions when he was on for a good finish. Oh, it's not a great way to start the new season. P13, Yasunito. What about him? Ooh. Craggy under attack. Craggy under dangerous attack. Dylan still ahead of the Haas, but Craggy now getting dangerously close to not Craggy, Senki getting dangerously close to Craggy in the Williams as he comes up to the DRS. Will it be a move by the V-Carb? He had the speed the moment he got to the DRS zone. Gets that rear wing wide open, but he was already halfway into a pass and makes it easy pickings for Senki. Beautiful move done. See the Red Bull, Crew de Vez getting passed up into P5, gets past both of the Mercedes drivers, getting himself up into a good points position. The Red Bulls are having an absolute masterclass of a race. Crew de Vez getting himself right into the mix. Now has 2.7 seconds to gain to get anywhere near the front runners. Senki's almost brought the DRS to Craggy, but didn't quite get it, but didn't get the DRS quick enough from the Haas driver, so that gap will close up for the Williams. Still doesn't have the DRS. Craggy does. Gets that rear wing open. Needs to close that gap up even more. And needs to hope that Senki cannot get within that DRS capability. The DRS is just another defensive tool that can be used against Craggy, who's chasing that last podium spot. Craggy with the purple sector 1 is really pushing the limits of that Williams car. Really wants that podium position, really wants to stay in the fight here. He's not gaining too much as we see the Haas driver get past once again of the Red Bull. It's a Red Bull versus a Haas. It's not like you hear that every day. Dylan's had a stinker turn 9 and 10. Has almost dropped the DRS. He has dropped the DRS. He's 1 second behind. Mr. Mouse has absolutely gapped him with a masterclass overtake and has maintained to break the DRS from Dylan. Dylan is now going to be under severe pressure from the V-carb of Senke, and Craggy too could also get in the mix for a fight onto the podium where Senke could take P2 away. But Dylan has managed to break himself back into 1 second. I suspect that Mr. Mouse may be recharging that battery because he's dropped 2/10 going down the straight. Oh no, it's a disconnect! The Haas has had a moment or something has happened to cause the Mr. Mouse to ghost, and it's easy pickings for Dylan to retake the lead once again. Oh, Crew de Vase has dropped time. It's now a 3-second gap from the front four. It's not looking too good for the driver, but he's still in a good points position and leading that DRS train. Shane picks up a 3 seconds. Mercedes driver with a penalty will push him down to P9 as the current order sits. Is there anything that Craggy can do? Is there anything he can do to keep the pressure on the V-carb? Oh, so far a very interesting race for the front four. This is where the action is. This is where the fight is happening. But it certainly sets the standard high for what is to be expected over the coming calendar. With 2 mystery GPs. We love a mystery. We love a mystery GP. What could it be? Keeps you on your toes. Separates the good drivers from the bad. If you can't just jump on a track and drive it effectively, you haven't driven all the tracks relatively enough. You need to have that locked into your memory to maintain your pace. Oh, there's contact, the Haas with a bit of a miss on his braking point. It locked up, sent it into the rear, and he's dropped it now, spinning out of turn 4. It's disaster for Mr. Mouse. He was looking for what could have been a victory. Oh no, Dylan! Turn 6 is sent him flying into the wall. Oh no, your front 2 have really messed up in lap 10 and completely dropped down the order. Your race leaders have been completely flipped in a blink of an eye. All it takes is one mistake, one slight mistake, and that is it. Your race gets flipped on its head. You have Mr. Mouse just within the points, 1 point, and Dylan keeping P8 steady. Didn't lose out too much, but has dropped so much time after a spin coming out of turn 6. Your race leaders will be absolutely punching themselves with how they could have made such a simple mistake. It's just too much throttle, the wrong line, bit too late on the brakes. It happens to the best of us, but has certainly flipped the dynamic of this race on its head. Senke looking to chase a race victory. Craggy looking to stop him. Crew de Vase taking that final podium position as 2.8 seconds to gain before he could be in striking chance of a win. We are not in China. This is Melbourne, Australia. Albert Park. What a track indeed. One of my all-time favourites, if I say so myself. Absolutely love the track. Absolutely love the racing. Apologies, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked the wrong button. Just a slight little pause, but I'll get us back to the racing action indeed. Oh, Neox is getting rather close to the Red Bull Crew de Vase. Looking like he could pass. Could he put the pressure on the front too? If he can get past the Red Bull defending with its life, trying to maintain a podium finish. Oh, wow. The race leaders sent to the back, sent to with barely any points to put them in any form of strong position for the next race. But it is only round 1. There are plenty more races to go. It's not over just yet. We see moves down the order there. Dylan making a move, looking to go side by side with Dark, the season 6 champion. Oh, and curved it, bottomed out the car, but managing to keep his position. But Dylan on the attack once again, gets past and ahead. Lovely stuff. Beautiful overtake into the very tight turn 3. Coming around the technical turn 4 and 5, getting the power down. It's very easy to run wide. Hopefully does not make the same mistake once again in turn 6. Goes a bit slower this time. Knows that he can't send it the way he did. His tyres just couldn't handle it. Craggy now with the rear wing wide open. Gets an easy done to the inside line of Senki in the Racing Bulls. Neox now with the DRS passing Crew de Vase as we saw coming and snatching that final podium position. The race has been flipped. It is now anybody's game. Who can take victory? Will it be Craggy? Will it be Senki? Or will it be Neox in the Mercedes? The Mercedes has showed some really good pace off the start of this race. But it's lap 12. We have 17 laps to go. Let's see who can endure it. Who's going to pit first? Is there an undercut? Is there a safety car to come? We've already had one. Let's hope we don't see another and the race can go as it is. We see Neox first in the pits, which could spark the pits for the rest of them. Dylan following Neox into the pits. It's a hard compound tyre for Neox. And Dylan, what tyre will he choose? I'm trying to get on board. Is it a hard? Is it a medium? It is the hard compound tyre, so these two cars looking to go the distance now, looking to send it to the end. But this has certainly opened the door for Tyrant King, who's got himself up into 9th position after opting to start further down the order. Senki now could be the one with the advantage to retake control of this race. He's looking for it, the rear wing's open, he was in the slipstream, he goes to the outside. Craggy really trying to defend it, manages to keep him behind. That would have been a burn of the battery, I suspect, as we exit turn 10 now. But Senki does have the DRS once again to close that gap back up. I don't think we'll see a lunge. He's just too far behind. Craggy doing very well to defend. Oh, a bit of a Verstappen slide from Craggy. Oh, things are getting spicy. The tyres are starting to burn. But what this has done has allowed Crew de Vase to get inside the DRS. All this battle in between the front two has opened the door for a Red Bull to come and stir up the mix, but they both pitted. Oh, the pit strategies are now being implemented. So Red Bull now in control of the race with the McLaren looking to take that control away. Dark, however, has not boxed yet. He's 3 seconds behind your season 6 champion. 2-time world champion here in BMRL. Has done very well to secure 2 championships indeed. So take a quick look at the tyres. So, Mr. Mouse has boxed again for hard tyres. Matty 1 and 2 on the hard tyres. We have Craggy and Senki on the hard tyres. Is it only Tyrant who's going to benefit from a medium as he started on the hards and boxed off them, used that compound, used that high intelligence of racing knowledge to get the compound switch out of the way and can use the better compound tyres for the duration of the race. We can just wait and see when he plans to make that move. When does he plan to change to the fresh mediums? We have missed a change in the lead. I do apologise for that. But how long do these cars expect to go on the hard compound tyres? They are 14 laps old. Surely there's going to be a huge drop off any time now. Senki making moves. Craggy making moves. That's Tyrant in the pits, as I suspected. Swapping for that fresh medium compound tyre. He will be on the better compound for the rest of the race. It's 14 laps to go. Where will this put the Tier 2 reserve driver in the mix in terms of pace? He will be overall faster, but as the stint plays out towards the end of the stint, he won't be. Hopefully the drop-off isn't too bad as Crew de Vase once again takes control of the race. But they have yet to pit and swap those tyres. The race is still on for Senki and Craggy. As Senki now putting the power down around the McLaren of House, gets past, puts one car between his rival, his current race rival, who is looking to try and snatch a victory away. The V-Carbs have been flying. It has been all in the Racing Bulls' favour. They have set a masterclass qualifying, securing a second row lockout, And now Senki looking strong for a race victory as Dark is in the pits, which will make Senki hopefully eligible for the overtake. Gets ahead, nicely done. Now, Noble, has Noble pitted? I don't think he has. Noble DJ is yet to pit as Senki sets fastest lap of the race. It is expected. This man is unstoppable right now. Absolutely sending that V-carb to limits unseen in the real world of Formula One. We know the V-carb isn't a fast car, but in the hands of Senki, it certainly is. Potential, not really. Too far back as the attack turn 9 and 10. Ella looking for what could be a good point finish for the McLaren, but not what is in prime position for a race victory. All the eyes are on the racing bull of Senki as Craigie now is coming up behind Senki. Has the DRS advantage? Senki does not. There is a 3-second gap between him and his teammate. His teammate is yet to pit, and there are your race leaders heading into the box for what I can only suspect would be a soft swap. If the tyres can make it. It is a risk, but it is a risk that may pay off. It is mediums for the McLaren, and it is mediums for the Red Bull. As Senki, once again, taking control of the race that he is so rightfully shall after the front race leaders of Mr. Mouse and, who was it? Dylan had a bit of a disaster, but Dylan is in P3. Still, with a recovery drive, he's on for a podium. And it is a masterclass drive for the Red Bull driver indeed. We can only hope that the action stays strong, but Dylan is gaining, dropping 10th after 10th after 10th, corner after corner after corner, closing the gap up to Craigie and Senki. Yesenito picks up another 3 seconds. We shall take a quick nosy at the current penalties to see where people would be. So it's 3 for Shane, 3 for Crew de Vase, 3 for Noble DJ, 3 for House, 3 for Heath, and 9 for Yesenito. That is not a good penalty to be on. But Senki looking defensive, but Craigie is very, very close indeed and could take control once again. Does the Williams driver have the pace to secure it for the next 12 laps? We can only wait and find out. But so far it's been very exciting, very interesting to watch. These drivers giving it everything, throwing it all out on the line, trying to maximise the potential of what could be a championship here on the new game in F1 24. Rear wing is wide open for Craigie, trying to close that gap right up, but Senki is doing very well in maintaining the gap, doing very well in maximising exit speed, and to create that bit of a troublesome issue for Craigie, not giving him any opportunity to overtake, but he is losing a dramatic amount of time to Dylan. Dylan has gained half a second within this last lap, and he's now 1.1 behind. But Craigie now with the DRS, he had the speed, he sent it and takes control of the race. The Williams driver has had enough and has took back the lead. Senki, can he retaliate in any way, shape or form? Can he stay close enough, or has he drained his battery too low? Dylan is now within a DRS distance of Senki, bringing him back into what could be a Red Bull master class. He spun it out of turn 6, got pushed down to P8, managed to box, get himself back up to a podium position, and he's now looking to attack for what could be a race victory. 11 laps remaining. Apologies, my friend. There is no bot giving you access to that command, so it seems. But I'm sure if there's anybody in the chat spectating who has an invite link to the Discord, get this man in the chat an invite to the Discord. It looks like we have a new potential driver. Fresh meat for the grinder, eh? We can only wait and find out. But Craggy still in control of the race. But Dylan is right on the tail now in the front two. Looking to make this a three-way battle for victory. Neox in the Mercedes showed good pace also. He's only 1.3 seconds behind and on a very hard push. It could be a four-way battle for a victory, depending on the pace of the Mercedes driver. But Senki now, with the DRS, looking to attack and takes control. Once again, leading the race as he's led so many laps so far. The V-Carb on an attack. The Red Bull now looking to attack Craggy. Is this a move on Craggy? Getting it to the inside line and gets it done in turn 11. That was absolutely electric stuff. Beautiful move. Managed to get himself ahead. We're on with a helicopter cam that looks a bit stuttery, if I say so myself. Bit of a blur, but it's suspected these cars are travelling at quite some speed. 200 miles per hour, hitting over excesses of 320 kilometers per hour. But Dylan, the Red Bull, who was in lead of the race, your pole sitter, is in P2 with an amazing recovery drive. And with only 9 laps remaining, he's looking very, very strong to still win. After scoring pole, having a bit of a turn around in turn 6, he's now back on the attack. What number is on that car? It's the number 88, it's the number that I use, but Dylan has got so much speed as he approaches the DRS, he might not even need the DRS to pull off the overtake. He gets the move done, and it looks like Senki's losing 2 places now as Craggy snatches P2 away. Dylan leading the race, your pole sitter back on top. It's a Red Bull on top once again. Mr. Mouse, the driver he was battling with, is struggling, holding it strong in P6. Crew de Vez, the Red Bull's teammate, is going to have to defend like a lion and keep Mr. Mouse behind. Bit of a DRS train there for the Red Bull driver, Crew de Vez. Go back on board with your front 3, because what a battle this is turning out to be. And there you have it. There is the Discord. Thank you so much, admin. Bro, my admin. We love it. There is your Discord link. Get yourself in, get yourself signed up. You never know, we could be commentating you in lead of the race, like Dylan has been, and he's the pole sitter. What an absolute championship drive for the Red Bull driver. Certainly setting the standards high to what is to be expected for the young driver. I can only suspect he's a young driver. I don't know the driver's ages as of yet. But Craggy and Senki are still battling it out hard. Rear wings are open, but are they close enough to put the pressure on the Red Bull? Craggy had a look to the outside, but he's not quite got the speed, wasn't close enough. Dylan maintaining the lead of the race. This is where you need to be smart now. The Red Bull must be using his brain. He has 2 drivers behind with the potential to attack and potential to pass. They've been very fast so far. But Dylan is really showing his pace. Let's just hope he hasn't burnt out those hard tyres too quickly with the high pressure he's been putting on the track for the front 2 drivers. Craggy moving out of the slipstream, trying to cool that engine down. Hot air and a hot engine affects your peak performance. So keep it cool and you'll be absolutely flying. Judging from the timing screens, I suspect that Craggy, could be the one to do this. But he's just the first sector. Can't keep it close enough. As they exit turn 6, he wants to be right on the tail of Dylan to have any sort of hope using that DRS. Well, we can only hope now that Senki's going to use his brain and get that double DRS and try and make a move on Craggy. He doesn't indeed, stays behind. The Red Bull leading the charge very strongly, very, very cleanly, if I say so myself. Yasunito is in the pits. I'm guessing it's a swap to softs, an attempt for the fastest lap. I'll tell you something. The Mercedes drivers, Neox, have lost a lot of time. But that time is not to say that Crew de Vez couldn't stay on the attack of Mr. Mouse, even though Mr. Mouse has got past. You can see it there on the timing board before you. I'm trying to keep us on the action. I'm trying to keep us on the front row. These drivers are giving it everything now to try and win here in Albert Park, Melbourne, Australia. One of my favourite tracks. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It's such a beautiful track. It's very fast flowing, very technical corners. You have a couple slow, but majority of it is a very fast, flat track. Turn 6 has cost 2 drivers a potential for an end of race scenario, but so far, the one driver who was in an end of race scenario has managed to pull back a P1 and he's looking strong for a race victory. He's doing very well in terms of defence. He has the exits. He's just got the pace. The DRS is not helping a lot for the Craggy and Senki. Craggy once again moving out of that slipstream, trying to keep that engine nice and cool with a bit of a Verstappen slide. Oh, Craggy doing very well to keep that Williams under control. Very well. Could have been absolutely disastrous for the Williams driver. Oh, what a race. This has got me on the edge of my seat. I don't know who I'm rooting for. I want the Williams to do something. The Red Bull has been strong all race, but I am a V-carb man. So, I like the V-carb. I want the V-carb to do something. I want Senki to do something spectacular. Mr. Mouse has got past Neox. Oof, snatching a position away. So the Red Bull teammates, Crew de Vez, kept him behind for quite a few laps, but it was inevitable for the Haas driver to get past. He was P2 in qualifying, certainly has some very strong pace here, and he's looking for a recovery. But with 3.5 seconds to gain, it's going to have to be one hell of a 5-lap drive to maintain or to even break that 3 seconds to get close to DRS. Oh, interesting stuff. I've got to say, I'm surprised that the tyre strategy didn't work out too well for Tyrant King. He went for a double meads. He's still only in P12. It's not looking too good. Neox now getting past Crew de Vez. Oh no, is that a battle? That's a battle. That's a battle. There's a lock up and a slide. Oh, he's controlled it. Wow! Crew de Vez keeping that Red Bull under control after a mighty lock-up and a Tokyo drift around turn 13. Oh, that could have been disastrous for the Red Bull driver. Beautiful stuff. Incredible driving to keep the car under control. Three seconds for the Racing Bull of Noble DJ. That's not good, but penalties happen, especially in Albert Park. You are going so fast. You're trying to maintain all that speed that sometimes the tyres just can't hack it. You get that slight understeer, you lose it off the track, you cross the white lines and you pick up the warnings. It happens to the best of us. All you can do is pray for a good race. You can put the power down, get your head down and get on with it. Craggy's very close. He's going side by side with Dylan. He's not. He's backed out of it. There's a time and a place, and that wasn't the place. He's going to wait for his time. He's going to try and hold out for just a little bit longer, not to lose too much of a gap from the Red Bull driver of Dylan, and potentially take control of this Melbourne GP. Wow. This has certainly set expectations high. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Oh, is that the Red Bull battling once again and getting past Ella? Or was Ella trying to bring the fight to Crew de Vez? Bit of a sun flare there on the camera screen. That looks disgusting. Can we get rid of it? Yes, we can. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know who to root for. I'm on my edge. I'm on pins, mate. The recovery drive from Dylan has been absolutely championship material. Mr. Mouse is dropping just about a second within the last lap. Last 2 laps. He's back up to 3. Senki now. Craggy making the move with the DRS. Gets the move done. It was very close into the braking zone, but manages to get ahead. Oh, Senki now putting the pressure on Dylan. The Red Bull side by side backs out of it. Doesn't quite have the distance to get the move done. Dylan defending fairly well as he's done so far. but this is doing Craggy favours. If Senki can keep up the attack on Dylan, this might allow Craggy and the Williams to get away. There are only 3 laps remaining. It's a 3-lap shootout from the front 3 drivers for what could be a masterclass of a race for Dylan. After getting himself into quite a kerfuffle in turn 6, he's recovered it all the way back up to the podium. You can't ask for anything more. Not when you've had an incident like that and lost so much time. You just get your head down, you get back on with the drive, and you just can't ask for a lot more. It's just, you can't argue with that sort of material. It certainly is championship material to maintain such a pace where you get yourself back into the podium. You was on for a race win anyway, but now you're back on for a race win, even with the first share of incidents. But Craggy though, he's looking fairly strong right now. It's all about ERS management now for Craggy. He needs to manage his battery efficiently and effectively to defend Dylan and to defend Senki. But Senki's very close. Gets that rear wing wide open. No, Dylan! Draining the battery, going side by side. He gets a move done into turn 11. Did the same overtake to Craggy as Craggy did to Dylan. It's you're going to do that to me? Well, I can do it better. Have it back at you. Beautiful overtake. Well timed and well done for Dylan. The Red Bull back in control. Oh, this is turning out to be one hell of a race. I'm still holding hopes out for Senki. I really am holding hope out for the V-Carb. Wait for your moment. Wait for your opportunity to strike. At some point, a driver could make a mistake. There's a bit of a lock up there from Dylan. A bit of a tyre smoke. But kept it under control. Didn't get too much understeer. And he's managing to bridge a bit more of a gap there between himself and Craggy. Oh, energy's high, energy's high, energy's high. The anticipations are roaring, my blood is boiling. Come on. Who's going to win? Craggy, get the power down. Senki, is it Senki? I was holding out hope. He's not close enough, but he had to put a bit of pressure on. They had to use the battery to keep Senki behind it. Craggy looking to maintain that P2. If not, get the pressure onto Dylan for P1. Had a look to the inside. Just isn't close enough. As we're coming round turn 12 now. To get the final few corners out of the way and to start the final lap of the race. Crew de Vez once again gets past the McLaren. Dark into P6, Neox in P5, Mr. Mouse in P4. And your front 3 we have followed for quite a while now. This has been one hell of a race for the Red Bull, Williams and Racing Bulls. But I think Dylan may have done just enough to maintain his gap. Dylan may have been the one who's going to come out on top. The gap is opening and opening and opening. He's pushing as hard as he can. He knows that this is it. This is where it matters. Do not drop it. Do not make any mistakes. You have 2 cars behind you, chasing you like line. Senki, 3 seconds. No, that has ruined it. That has destroyed his chance to snatch P2 away. But Craggy now gets the overspeed, gets the DRS, takes control of the race on DRS Zone 2. The last lap of the race, managing to pull victory away. Can he maintain it? He should still have the DRS now as we enter DRS Zone 3. Get that rear wing wide open. It's a defensive measure, but Craggy taking lead of the race on the last lap. It is absolutely electric stuff. The Williams driver now coming around the final few corners, who's going to scream victory here in round 1, season 7. It's a good start to the season. It's a masterclass drive as Craggy crosses the line to win round 1. Wow, that was fantastic. Well done, you 3. Oh, Craggy smells victory, snatches victory away from the pole sitter of Dylan. Senki picking up P3, P2 for Dylan. The Mercedes driver of Neox who was shouting out for having some good pace, taking P4. Mr. Mouse P5, Dark in P6. Your season 6 2-time champion is only in P6. Not the best race start, but he'll take it because it's points above all. Ella P7, Cruder Vase P8, Shane in P9, Mighty 102 in P10, Noble DJ in P11, and we'll go on to P12 and 13 of Shator, Tyrant King, House in 14. Go on to MB, crossing the line. M-Watt is finishing it off there and then. The rest of the cars, I presume, have been lapped all apart from Heath. The Ferrari driver out there on his own. But wow! That was what? Oh, Craggy, driver of the day, absolutely correct. 100% deserve that. Fantastic stuff. My race was over when I got spun turn when I couldn't get back here to do the DRS training. A few slips causing some penalties. I was Noble DJ. Oh, well, you ran a decent enough race to get yourself into some form of points finish. Well done so far, and well done for the front three. Unfortunately, I am going to have to miss your interviews as Discord VCs are not playing up. Oh no, Noble, you was just out of the points. Apologies for that. But there is your finishing order, and what an order it was indeed. That was electric stuff. An absolute masterclass race, and Craggy takes victory for the Williams and starts the season off with a bang. You cannot ask for more. Oh, but on that note, I'm going to leave you on a high. It has been my pleasure to commentate this race, and what a race it has been. Certainly kept your commentator alive with energy. There's been some masterclass overtakes, some masterclass racing, and a nice recovery for the Red Bull driver of Dylan. My name is Brooksy, and I'm sure to be back again sometime soon.